We're here with Clemson's Ryan Carter. I know they talked about it with you in the big media session, but your coach was very vocal about you earlier today. Does that make you feel a little special, I guess, today?
Definitely makes me feel good knowing that, Coach Sweeney has a lot of confidence in me. Going back to, when I was a younger guy, just really helps as far as my development over the years. And for Coach Sweeney to, say those things about me is just, it's really good for me going forward.
How would you describe your Clemson career?
Just a little bit all over the place. I started off redshirt freshman, didn't really see the field that much other than special teams. Redshirt sophomore year, I got in there and played the nickel some. And that was really like the big defining moment for me was the fact that I could, get in there and get the experience. So going into my redshirt junior year was really going to be the big leap for me. So I definitely enjoyed every single moment of my career so far and wouldn't change a thing.
Coach Sweeney says that part of their recruiting pitch, not only to you but to all the players that they have, is that they don't recruit people here who they don't think can play and play at the highest level. Looking back where you were and now where you are, how surprised are you that you got to where you are now?
Definitely a little surprised because I know I had a lot of people doubting that I didn't even deserve the scholarship in the first place. So it definitely was beneficial for me going forward. Just knowing how much I've developed over the years, and just at that time, I really didn't know anything. I didn't know any better at that time, and then just looking back, it's just crazy to see how much I've developed and changed. So it's good for me.
What do you think the biggest development in your game has come?
For me, I think the biggest development was just really my technique, my press man technique, playing that man-to-man coverage. I always felt like I could come up and tackle. That never was really an area for me that I felt like that I needed to stress myself as hard, but I definitely needed to work on my man-to-man and press technique. So I would say, just that, and then playing the ball and when the ball's in the air.
When you see a quarterback whose experience is what Wake Forest brings to the table, does that put an extra bit of pressure on you as far as preparation, knowing that this guy's been through the wars, he's been through, has some battle scars, he knows what he's doing back there?
Definitely. He's a guy that's, has played a lot of football for them and, played in a lot of big moments. So, I know he's not a guy that will feel too overwhelmed, but I feel like, we're going to try our best to, throw different looks at him, try to not to, give nothing away. Wake Forest is a great team that, checks the sideline and they do good things, just knowing the type of defensive scheme that you're in. So I think we're going to just have a great game plan going in so we can kind of, throw him off his game a little bit.
How different is it to prepare for a guy like that versus what you had last week and a guy who probably doesn't have as much game experience like Jackson for Virginia Tech?
Yeah, that's what I would say. I felt like last week, he knew he was a little bit younger guy. He haven't seen as much, so we tried to throw all these different exotics and different looks at him to, mess him up and throw him off his game. And I thought it definitely worked out for us. And then going to this week for the Wake Forest, he's a guy that, like you said, like he's a little bit more experienced. So, he might notice a few things, how as far as like if we line up in a coverage too early, then he already know automatically this is where he wants to go with the ball. So I think, as far as to last week, we kind of just started off in the coverage and just didn't really do too much disguising instead of like we will this week.
There are a lot of deep positions on this football team: running back, wide receiver, corner. How do you think your position, with all the players you guys have, stacks up with the rest on this football team?
I think it's big. I don't know. A lot of people try to say, maybe we're the secondary is the weak link of the defense, but I don't believe that at all. I feel like we have, a lot of guys that can get in there and get the job done well, and they're young guys too, like Trayvon Munn and Kayvon Wallace. Guys who are young but have played in some big games that have big experience. So I think it's just, speaks volumes to the depth of our secondary, and especially at corner, we have guys that can rotate and get it done at a high level.
And you never want it to happen the way that it's happened, but I mean, you've had injuries to Marcus and Trayvon, and you've seen guys like Kayvon and other people step up. It's shown that this does not only just have some depth, but there are guys who are able to play and make things happen.
Yeah, that's definitely a big area for us. Kayvon Wallace is a guy I love. I have a lot of respect for him because he's a lot like me as far as can play multiple positions and get it done at a high level. He got in there at Virginia Tech and was able to play some corner, and and then versus Auburn he started at safety. So just having a guy like that, and then having like you said, Trayvon Mullen and young guys that can get in there and get the job done well is just beneficial going forward.
Good luck this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Clemson corner Ryan Carter on Sports Talk South Carolina.